Get hope, get well, live life.
Good afternoon, Gary. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Excellent. Welcome again to our office, the Specific Chiropractic Center here in Elk Grove. First, I wanted to start off by asking you a question. What brought you into our office for care in the first place?
Well, I've been suffering from vertigo, or Meniere's is long term, for a year and a half or so, and I was looking for help.
And so you were officially diagnosed with vertigo or Meniere's, or both?
Meniere's, some people call it Meniere's as it's a long term, because vertigo can last from a few seconds or minutes, a couple days or a week or so. So the long term, there are those who call Meniere's as a long term vertigo.
Okay, I see. I understand. And how many? Now, what did your doctors? What kind of treatments did they initially or started to put you on, and how did that go?
Well, let's see. The first doctors I went to, they put me, did a CAT scan. They did an EKG because they thought it was my heart problem. They thought I might have a tumor in the brain, so they did a CAT scan. And they put me on Valium.
Okay.
Because, if it has to do with the nerves, the Valium will call the nerves down. Well, I tried that for about a week, and I decided, I've never heard anything good for taking Valium, especially since it wasn't working, so I quit.
Okay. And would you say your condition was little by little getting worse, or was it stabilizing, or how was it progressing?
The first month I would get a little dizzy. I'd throw up enough, but it wasn't, it wasn't as bad as after a month or so. Then it got major.
Okay.
I was dizzy, I'd say 80 to 90% of the time. I threw up at least once or twice a week. And throwing up I'm talking about major throw up, real heaving from even that, trying to pull my toes out.
Wow. Okay.
And off and on like that for an hour, sometimes off and on for 2 hours. So it was a major.
So about a year and a half, and then
yes.
At this time, when you're getting worse, and the vertigo and the spinning and the getting sick became more severe,
yes.
What did the doctors at that point started to say to you?
Then they had an MRI to see if something going on in my brain. They said the MRI was fine. The CAT scan before was fine. Each test I had, I was very healthy, they said.
Okay.
Even one doctor told me I was as healthy as an athlete. And I had to hang on to my wife to walk down the hall because I couldn't walk a straight line by myself.
So all these tests are coming out negative, but yet they still didn't find an answer, a solution for you.
I even went to an occupational therapist who dealt specifically with vertigo, and they said I was fine.
Okay. And at this point, how is this starting to affect your life? Just your overall daily activities, work, your spouse? How did it start to affect you?
Well, my days consisted of being in bed or being in a recliner.
Okay.
And it took me a while to get from the bed to the recliner, because our house isn't very big.
Right.
But I didn't function. Once in a while I could read. I would call my health, on a good day, I was up to maybe 50%.
Okay.
And in our major attacks, I would call that 10%.
Okay.
So I would run, between the 10 and 30 or 40. Normally, on a real good day, I was up to 50%.
So in your mind,
no work,
Okay.
Very little communication. Sometimes my wife said we just won't talk because I was saying words that weren't right. I was using wrong words, and I gave up taking care of the checkbook, work, no way.
So it's really starting to affect you, just everyday functioning.
Yeah. Just going out in the car, no way I could drive. My wife would drive, and I would carry a bucket.
Okay.
Because I never knew when I was going to throw up.
Right.
That was the bad thing about it.
Yeah.
It would just all of a sudden, it would come out. I had to be ready, night or day.
And so emotionally, how are you dealing with this? What were you thinking in your mind, like long term, short term? How are you doing emotionally?
Emotionally, well, kind of trying to figure out. My wife spent hours on the computer trying to find out, communicate with anybody who dealt with this. Okay, what did you do? And some recommended some health supplements, so we got those. And I was taking it, and it was kind of helping my symptoms.
Yeah.
But we knew there was a cause.
Good.
So we started a journal that I did for a year and a half. Everything I ate, every supplement I took, when I got up, how I felt. I filled out a page full of stuff every day when I was able to write.
Okay.
Because sometimes I wasn't. And so I'd fill that out, and we're trying to look for some pattern. What's going on?
Right. And so then you're dealing with this for a year and a half, and
Yes.
not getting any answer. And so how did you find us in the specific chiropractic center?
We have a friend back in Tennessee that went to someone that did some treatments for her, and they were talking about the atlas
Okay.
in the top of the spine. And so we did my wife, because being on a computer for even 5 minutes, within 15 minutes I was having an attack.
Okay.
So just getting on the computer, just looking, watching TV. Many times, we don't have a TV, but when I was someplace where there was a TV, to watch a TV,
Yeah.
it would cause me have an attack because of motion.
Yeah, just the movement alone.
Yeah, the movement.
Okay.
Even watching the cursor go by,
Yeah, I understand. And so that's how she came across, just the
So
upper
she
neck
said,
area.
check it out. Yeah, I'm feeling better, so check it out. And now, what was the same system you folks do? I don't know, but
Right.
it was. She had gone through some treatments, and she said I'm doing better, so check it out.
Okay.
Okay, where do we find somebody?
Yeah, right. Yep.
So we heard of someone down in Livermore,
Yep.
and so
They referred. I think
so
they
we
referred you
checked
to
that,
us.
and they referred us to you folks. And it's 90 miles one way that I drive every time I come here.
Right.
But to me, I tell everybody it's worth it.
Right.
I'm as healthy as I am today, I believe, with God's help and with Dr. Brian, to be able to sit here like this.
That's great. So now what's been improving since you've been under care and getting your life back?
I'm working.
Yep.
Now I'm finding my parameters of how much I can do.
Yep.
Because my major problems now is, like, I haven't had a major attack for two months, a little over 2 months now.
Yeah.
And before that, it was a month apart. Just after I started, it was the day after my first attack. My attack was the day after my first appointment. Then it was a month later, and now it's been 2 months,
2 months.
since I had an attack.
That's
And
good.
now my worst thing is I get a pressure in the side of my head,
Mhm.
and I'll go take a nap for like an hour
Yeah.
or so when I wake up, and the pressure's gone, and I can function.
That's good. Well, I tell you, Gary, I look forward, and I'm so pleased to see you get your life back, and
Oh, amen.
your body's starting to heal up. I love it, and you're such an ideal patient. You do drive so far, and I appreciate that. But you are committed to getting your life back and getting well, and
That's right.
I think it shows in your results. And I just look forward to seeing how much and how you do continue to improve. That's going to be a great miracle that you experienced here. And,
There's no question about it, and I'm telling everybody I know, because because of this disease, I'm finding other people have it as well. We all have a little different symptoms,
That's right. Yep.
and it comes on different ways. How mine started up, I woke up one morning and I opened my eyes and the room was spinning. That's how it started on me.
Just like
I didn't
that.
do anything. I'd had a good night's sleep. I woke up ready to do some work, and
Boom. That was it.
I didn't go anywhere. I stayed in bed.
Yeah. And it just progressed from there.
Yeah,
So
it was awful.
Well, I think just thank you for sharing with me so much today, Gary. I know your story is going to touch many people out there, and we're going to blast this out, and I know that your story will touch somebody that hopefully they can get and find a local doctor close to them
Yes.
that can help them get well. So I
And
appreciate.
I really appreciate the system that you at Specific Chiropractor use.
Mhm.
I've studied some anatomy myself. I understand how you do it, and I know there's others that do it differently.
Mhm.
But what's happening with Dr. Brian here, and with the Lord's help, which I pray for him all the time.
Thank you.
For wisdom and ability to not only help myself but others. And I believe, as I see people here in the waiting room and people going in and out when I'm here, I believe they're getting help as well.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Well, I think you're right.
Try it out.
God puts
It
us.
works for me.
Yeah, we appreciate that, and God puts us in service of other people.
Yes.
And we meet each other, and it's just great. Everything happens for a reason, but I'm so happy that you're getting well. So thank you for
Amen.
sharing. I
Praise the
appreciate
Lord.
it. Thank you,
Yes.
sir.